Probably kind of dark and boring. Now think of all the things you can do with just a flip of a switch. Or a tap of a button. It's amazing. Every day, in a million different ways, electricity totally changes our lives. We banish darkness with light. We share ideas with our best friends and bring smiles to our faces. Our whole existence seems to depend upon this totally invisible thing. Yet, we barely even notice it's there until, well, it's gone. So who makes this stuff, electricity, that we can't live without? How does it get to you and me? And what will it be like in the future when I'm grown up? A lot of the energy we use in New York comes from out here in the Great Lakes. A long, long time ago, during the Ice Age, these lakes were covered by gigantic glaciers. Then, around 12,000 years ago, these glaciers all melted. The water they left behind now powers our lives. Before water becomes electricity, it needs another ingredient: gravity. Gravity tugs and pulls Lake Erie into the Niagara River. Over time, the river eroded away rocks enough, making it so the water can pick up more and more energy. How much energy? About this much! So how does all this incredible energy get from here, all the way over to here, or here, here, or here? Well, this is where the New York Power Authority, or NYPA, comes in. NYPA is the largest state-run utility in the United States. It provides about a fifth of all of New York's power, and nearly half of that from the largest dam east of the Mississippi, the Niagara Power Project. You know, the thing you're sitting on top of right now.
I am Chris Carey, the Operations Superintendent at the Niagara Power Project near Niagara Falls, New York. In my day-to-day job, I spend a lot of time to make sure we're in a position to keep the plant running. The electricity is made from the Robert Moses Dam by pulling water off of the Niagara River. It comes through 2 underground conduits into our forebay. From our forebay, it travels down through the plant to generate power.
And that's the simple way of putting it. To find out how they do this, we'll have to back up a little. You see, before the river gets to the falls, NYPA diverts a huge amount of water into two gigantic underground tunnels. They're right there under those two towers. The tunnels are big enough to drive 6 cars through, which the workers did before the tunnels were filled with water. The tunnels carry NYPA's hidden river underneath the streets, schools, and golf courses of the city of Niagara Falls.
And you could be hitting your first ball off the 9th hole, and you could have water flowing under you that's making its way to this power plant.
Then it exits here, in the forebay, just above the power plant. NYPA then pumps some of the water uphill into this reservoir.
You could say it's like a huge battery pack or a huge fuel storage device. Our fuel is water. The reservoir will hold 20 billion gallons of water.
Now it's time to turn nature's raw power into electrical power. First, the water from the reservoir passes through the Lewiston Pump Generating Plant, where it produces a small amount of power. The water then travels down the forebay to the Robert Moses Power Plant. Now it's time to make some serious power.
Gravity is the magic component in this whole thing. It's all gravity that drops the water down, and that's what's spinning the turbines.
Water enters the penstocks where it free falls for about the length of the basketball. Then the water whooshes through the turbines.
So you're going to see a whole piece of equipment that's close to 1,000 tons that's spinning at 120 RPM.
Inside the turbine is a magnetic field that rotates around a coil. This creates alternating fields of current that we call electricity.
At any given time, we can put out 2,675 megawatts of power.
That's enough to power over 2.6 million homes. Makes me dizzy just thinking about it. The men and women who run the power plant are always tweaking things. More power on hot days, a little less on cool ones. Then, when it's extremely cold, they're out on the river clearing away ice.
Where we're running 24/7, 365. Water is constantly flowing over the falls. Christmas morning.
It never ends when you're keeping the state of New York in business. Humans have always found ways to harness the natural world for energy. NYPA is working to create more clean energy every day. Like they helped to build this big solar farm at the University at Buffalo. It supplies a whole lot of clean power needed on campus. And solar panels are just scratching the surface when it comes to clean power and natural resources in the world. There's also wind power from wind farms, electric cars that run on batteries that we will charge at our homes with a flip of a switch. In the future, each of us might run our own power plant, bite-sized power, you know, produced in our homes, our workplaces.
The future of electricity is changing before our eyes as we speak. I'm Gil Quinones. I'm the president and CEO of the New York Power Authority. In the future, instead of just a one-way flow of electricity, it will be a multi-flow where consumers like homes and businesses are going to be producing their own power and injecting power back to the grid. The future grid will be what I would call an integrated grid, where there are more distributed resources. So solar panels on roofs, electric cars, batteries, smarter appliances, smarter building electrical and mechanical systems interacting with the big grid. And that is a completely different structure than what we have today. It is going to be an exciting future for the electricity business.
So someday soon, solar panels on Kira's house will power Jamal's electric car. Josh's school will light up Kirsten's office. And Gabriel's trash might crank up the sound at Maria's concert. This grid is going to be so smart. It will figure out where power is coming from and where it needs to go. And if part of the grid crashes, no problem. The grid will just reroute the power. Power to the people, from the people. We'll also find new ways to conserve electricity so we won't need to make so much in the first place. It will be up to kids like us to make our future reliable and totally sustainable. So when we reach out to flip a switch or tap a button, the dedicated men and women of Niagara and NYPA will be working 24/7 to make sure that the energy we need will always be there. Clean energy that flows from the magnificent Lake Erie to the mighty Niagara River, all the way to here. The Niagara Power Project.
Ready? Watch for the signal.
Hey, Bull, give me some speed, man. All right, little bro. Need a push? I do, man. It's what you're good at. Bulls provide force to move amps. Wow, cool tech. Yeah, step it up. When I get all juiced up, I can go a lot farther. Whoa! That's what I'm talking about. I know, right? Next up, Energy Center. Yeah, we don't want to overload anyone's circuits. Back to school. Yes, it's science day! That is so cool! Hey, watch your step! Whoa, check out that one! Ooh, what's cooking? Let's heat it up!
Folks, it's 6:30 a.m. and I hope your prepared will have looked like one heck of a snowstorm coming our way. Estimates are that we're going to get up to 1.5 foot of snow. Maybe high winds on the coast could knock out some power lines around the state. Welcome back. It's 10 o'clock, about to hammer down all over New York State. What's it like out there, Alex?
Oh, I'm sure feeling the cold snap, Stuart. It's brutal. In some parts of the state, the wind chill is down to -5 degrees and getting worse.
That cold snap means people are cranking their heat way up. When your heat's on, it uses a lot of juice. Hey, New Yorkers, big changes in the last hour. What's happening?
Seems like the snow is suddenly walloping us all over the state. Some places, winds are howling up to 40 miles an hour.
Thanks, Alex. Got to drive today? Be super careful. I'm getting reports that roads are icing up, and some of them...
Have died down and conditions are improving, but we'll be shoveling out for quite some time.
Thanks, Alex. Everyone out there, stay warm. Have a good evening.
Come on there until I tell you to take them off, okay? Put your feet back just a little bit. Perfect. Perfect. Okay? Leave them on until I tell you to take them off. Shake your head from me side to side. Nope, side, like you're saying no. Oh, harder, harder, harder. The harder you shake, the better it'll be. Shake it up and down. All right, hold still. Can you see in the ball? Do you see your bangs in the front?
See your hair sticking out?
All right, we're gonna take your photo. Look
right
right
up
up
in
here
this
for
camera?
me.
Don't move your hands, Alice.
Ready? All right, release your hands for me, sweetheart. Step right on down, touch the rail for me. Good. Grab yourself. There you go. Here's your badge. Your photo's gonna pop up here, and I'll say that's your badge for you to get down when you get home.
Snow's moving stuff. It doesn't